Or do some raiding. Oh god! The rimfire in the back of Zuppi's base. Hello everyone, and welcome to the 5th game in this player spotlight. This is going to be between TheMax and Zuppi. So this is going to be the 5th game. This is just a rated game, and it was a really excellent rated game. In fact, I picked Zuppi this week completely arbitrarily because I had some really great games from him, and this was one of the great games that I had. So this is just a rated game. This is versus TheMax. This was maybe just a few weeks ago from when this is uploaded on YouTube, or when I'm casting this on Twitch. And it's going to be a non-mirror matchup. It's going to be Burmese versus Slavs. TheMax, of course, needs no introduction. I think he's the best Finnish player playing right now, and certainly the best team game player. Won a lot of games. I'm not sure. I think these guys were on the same team for Nations Cup, although I can't be 100% sure on that. Where they did win Nations Cup 3. And yeah, TheMax is a really, really formidable opponent. A lot of the pros give him a lot of respect. Say he's like top 5, and even just in 1 versus 1, let alone team games. So Zuppi's gonna have his work cut out for him this game. We're on a open version of Arabia. This is KOTD Arabia, in fact, because you have the little mats right there. And yeah, finally we get a non-mirror matchup. Let's talk a little bit about the Slavs versus Burmese matchup. Now the Slavs, many of the players would say, like the Viper would say, that they're completely broken because their farming bonus is great. But on the other hand, so are the Burmese. The Burmese have one of the strongest unique units in the game and a good economy bonus too. So, hopefully it will be an even matchup. The Slavs get a great farming bonus with their farmers farming 15% faster. A huge economy bonus, because they may be a top 3 eco in the game. They have a good cavalry line, terrible archer line, decent unique unit, and great siege, with their siege being discounted as well. So look for either scout rush or men-at-arms rush early game. Nice small bonus. Their military buildings give them +5 population. And yeah, I think it's mostly just all about that farming bonus for the Slavs. Taking a look at Zuppi's map, can wall here, wall. Potential for a wall, but probably not going to happen. Maybe a big wall. Maybe a big wall here too. Stones are safe in the back, gold is safe, wood is safe. So that's not a bad map from Zuppi. And for TheMax's map, so TheMax is playing as Burmese. Typically what you see from the Burmese, they can go scouts because they get bloodlines. But usually what you see is a men-at-arms rush, since they get the +1 attack per age on their infantry. Woodline is decent in the north, but it could be hittable by archers. Both golds are forward. That's horrible. Looks like TheMax is going to start off a Wolof. Both stones are towards his opponent. Terrible map for TheMax. Definitely a big advantage for Zuppi. And because of that, I think with TheMax's civilization and his map, should definitely go for men-at-arms and for some aggression. Maybe go forward with some towers as well. Other bonuses for the Burmese, they get their lumber camp upgrades for free. That helps with the men-at-arms rush, that helps with any strategy you want to go for. And of course in the Castle Age you have the all-powerful Rimbai, one of the strongest unique units in the game. Welcome, King of the Plebeians. Welcome. Yes, it's me. Zuppi gonna lure in some of the zebra. Kind of a little far lure. And TheMax has 2 lumber camps. Meanwhile, Zuppi still has that 1. We're going to put a lot of villagers on 1 lumber camp, making it less efficient. All the villagers bumping into each other, walking around. This is horrible. Why do they all want to be on the same side? Barracks coming up for TheMax. Looks like TheMax will be going for a men-at-arms rush. This is too late to go for a militia rush. And both players up to the feudal age, with Zuppi being up a little bit faster. Gonna build a second lumber line to the north. I think that should have been built a lot sooner. I bet you that Zuppi was still making up his mind where he wanted to put the lumber camp, though. So there we go, feudal age for TheMax. Has TheMax made any militia? No, actually just gonna come out with spearmen. Too late for militia. Gonna make the horse collar upgrade. It's gonna be done in time. I always hate this. Is it gonna be done in time? Yeah, it is done in time. Okay. You have to wait a second after clicking the upgrade. I'm not a very patient person, so I hate that at all. So a few spearmen going to come out for the max. They have a little bit of damage production potential. Bye, Mono Scout. Thanks for joining us this stream. You can catch this game on YouTube, of course. And maybe the max can pressure with these spearmen. They have +1 attack. I don't see why not. Huge walls coming up for the max. My god. And Zuppi has gone with the Scout Rush, which is not surprising at all from the Slavs. Yeah, those spearmen pack a punch. So this is an interesting strategy from the Max. I'm pretty sure this was a very conscious decision to go spearmen as an opener. But with that said, I don't think that the spearman rush from the Burmese would be the strongest. I definitely think the Japanese have probably higher damage potential with all their infantry, including spearmen. And we never see the strategy from the Japanese. Spearmen are even doing some damage to that lumber camp. Go spearmen. New meta. New meta spearman rush. Those spearmen are going to get too close to that town center. Spearmen just melt the town centers. But the Max getting pretty close to picking off a villager, and even delaying the gold income from Zuppi. How is he going to counter these spearmen? Now to move around, it's already fully walled. Maybe the spearman can take out this lumber camp. Zuppi going to delete it. And they're going to go back to work at that lumber camp. It's pretty funny to see. I've never seen this kind of rush before, especially... You told me this was like a 2010 game or 2005 game, then I'd be like, oh, of course, they had like weird meta back then. But, no, this is from a few weeks ago. Scale mail armor even be researched for the spearman. I don't know if that's worth it. Each spearman costs like 35 food, so 100 food is kind of a lot. Especially when most of these spearmen are almost, you know, they're almost dead. They're not really very useful any longer. Please cancel that upgrade. Ah, he made it. What is he going to do? Forging for the spearman as well? And he's ready to go up to Castle Age. What the fuck is this? This is a pretty successful strategy for the Max. So he's pressured his opponent. You know, really delayed his opponent from getting gold, kept the opponent's army at home. Kept the army at home so long that he get these huge walls up. And the great thing is, hasn't even had to invest the wood into an archer range or a stable. So the Max is ready to click up to the next age, in fact. It's mining stone already. Gonna go straight Arimbai. Spearman into Arimbai. New meta. Now with that said, I don't see why this couldn't have worked with men-at-arms. In fact, the men-at-arms would have been better at attacking the lumber camp, although men-at-arms are more expensive. So I wonder if we'll be seeing more of the strategy in the future, or this is just a one-time thing. Again, this is not a tournament game, this is a rated game. And actually, we're going to see the Max go Knights, and then eventually transition to Arimbai. Or maybe he's making that just for the Bloodlines upgrade, we'll see. Probably a few Knights, and then make Bloodlines, so it makes sense to have the stable right away. Such a cool looking barracks they got with a lot of detail. Yeah, I like the new architecture. I like a lot of the architecture mods, like the ones that Mem uses. Although some of them don't have the right sizes, so I think they could use a little work. I hope we see like a formal architecture update from the developers to give each civilization unique architecture. But some of them just aren't right with the fan-made ones, in my opinion. Although they're pretty good ideas. All the developers would have to do would just tweak them a little bit. This is nice for Zuppi, taking his opponent off of gold. Zuppi gonna move around to the stone. It's probably more important to take his opponent off his stone. The Max is being a little greedy. He hasn't made a tower. on his stone or gold. But his greediness might pay off. Now he's in the castle age. Could even make an elephant. I would go with an elephant, to be honest. And there you go, castle coming up on the gold. Perfect build from the Max. How the... Is Zuppi going to win this game? Is this going to be Zuppi's first loss in this player spotlight? I honestly don't know. I haven't seen this game. So it could be. Zuppi's up to the castle age too. But Zuppi's going to have to deal with the Rebbi. And that's why you go elephants. The elephants wouldn't have lost there. Made on 3 HP only. Zuppi's done a good job getting his walls up, too, but Palisade walls don't stand any chance against a Rebbi. A Rebbi will take it down in 1 second. And there we go. Rebbi production has started. Already have 2 out on the field. So Rebbi pack about the same punch as Conquistadors do. Maybe just a little bit less, but the Burmese economy is really what makes the difference with those free lumber camp upgrades. And there's a hole in that wall. I think those knights will do too much. Gonna take out that spearman. 2 lions are gonna follow. I love the animation on the lions. Zuppi should plug up that hole immediately. And this is great. He needs to absolutely house wall behind those palisades. Poor Archer. And this is a nice reaction from Zuppi. 2 monasteries right away. I think monks are probably one of the best counter to Rebbi. And with that, I think the lions should be able to do the rest. So, 10 villager advantage from Zuppi. Zuppi got his town centers up earlier. Again, we said how strong the Slavs' economy is. And it's just kind of snowballing a bit. The Max, on 2 town centers, needs to add a 3rd right away. If he doesn't want to fall behind. Or needs to do some great raiding with these Rebbi. What is the Siege Workshop for? I guess it's for the Rebbi. Well, now it makes sense. It'll defend from the Siege Workshop of the Max. Maybe Zuppi just sensed that. And look at that handcart already being done from Zuppi. That's an early handcart. Again, because Zuppi's probably floating that much food. That's a good town center. It's going to protect the gold. And 2 conversions right away. The Max dot. Because those monks got an early conversion. And now the Max is not looking good at all. He's got 3 town centers. So that's going to be 1 less than Zuppi. But hasn't done any damage with those early Rebbi. And it's quite an investment to go for an early castle. That's why you see such a huge villager discrepancy between Zuppi and the Max. The Max picking up some of the relics. That'll help his economy quite a bit. As he can see them already. All across the map. Due to his Civ bonus. And that's going to be great. Going to pick off that Mangonel. And even going to prevent that second barracks from being built. As Zuppi is upgraded to pikemen. I assume to counter the Rebbi? I think monks and pikemen would probably be a better combination. And Monastery coming up from the Max to heal, probably, is a Rebbi. Or maybe to get Atonement to convert, and Redemption to convert the Siege. That would be a strong combination. Some walls here would do a lot of good. However, it's going to be a little bit too late, as the Max already has his Rebbi. So Zuppi's going to hold the position. Going to try to hold on to his, almost 20 villager lead. 18 villagers. Hill advantage. And the Rebbi gonna do the rest. Those monks getting a little too far forward. I'm gonna trade 2 for 1. And the monk's just gonna hop back into the town center. A little bit too close to comfort. Another siege workshop from Zuppi because he's Slavs, so why not? And it looks like that stone wall will get completed in the north. That's great. The no more raiding to be had. I would continue to house wall behind this even. Redemption being made from both players. That's pretty rare. On Arabia, you see both players making redemption at the exact same time. And oh man, a castle from TheMax. That's a deadly castle. It's going to attack 2 town centers, a siege workshop, a barracks, take away a gold, threaten the wood. Let's see who's going to win this engagement. There's so many pikemen from Zuppi. That's all that Slav's economy. There's no way that TheMax gets this castle up, even with the mangonels behind. Let's see if this redemption comes into play. Be a little bit close. Maybe it'll be turned around if TheMax gets a few conversions on the mangonels. Anything gonna happen? I think the monks used up all their faith. So it's a pretty close fight. I think we need to see more villagers come in. No conversions on the mangonels at all. Yeah, not at all. Despite both players researching redemption. That one might have gotten converted. Men-at-Arms from TheMax. Wow. That's not a play you see all the time. But that castle is being denied. I would just delete that if you're TheMax. It's about, I don't know, 250, 300 stone worth left in that castle. And now Zuppi could make a counter castle, so there's no point in keeping that castle on the field. Still a 20 villager advantage for Zuppi. TheMax is going to build the castle. Yeah, there he goes. Deleted that castle. And TheMax still has enough stone for another castle. I would say this game is pretty even. Slight advantage to Zuppi for that better economy, but the 3 castles for TheMax are certainly going to help with map control, pressure, and defense. Oh, don't build another castle right there. Okay, huge workshop. So I think this 3rd castle should be placed immediately. And so we have a castle here. Maybe we could, I think a castle right there would be great. Or a castle in this area would be good too. Or is it aggressive castle? Oh, that's not going to work. Oh, Zuppi's already in the Imperial Age. I missed that. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Never mind. I think Zuppi has a big advantage in this game. Zuppi's making Halberdier and Capped Ram. So he's just going to go with a Ram and Pikeman push. Probably will add a few Trebuchets as well. I saw Longswordsman from TheMax. But is he planning on going Imperial first? So this castle is going to go down almost instantly. A few more barracks being made for TheMax. Now, if this was any other civilization, I would say that maybe TheMax is dead because the Longswordsmen are not going to do a good enough job against the Halbs. But these Longswordsmen have a lot of attack. They should have 9+5 attack. So they'll do pretty well against the Halbs, even though the Halbs are an Imperial upgraded unit. But this can't happen. Longswordsmen can't run into the monks. Don't do that! Don't do that! Oh god. It's gonna be 4 conversions. No, only 2. So this is the right army composition from TheMax. And now the villager number is even. But will the siege make the difference? And I think it might be, as Zuppi has transitioned to Heavy Scorpion. Heavy Scorpion should obliterate the Longswordsman. But we'll have to see. It depends on the position. Maybe TheMax can add some light cavalry as well to help deal with the Heavy Scorpion. I'm not sure. So 3 castles are up for the max. We have 1 here. I don't know where the rest are. 1 in the south. Now here we go. Into this line. I think those heavy scorpions are going to make the difference. But we did have a redemption, remember. Redemption is made, so there is already a counter to the scorpions. But I wonder if the Max will just have enough resources to make the army he needs. Another castle coming up in the back for the Max, so just try to delay things for the time being. Would be great if you could get up to the Imperial Age. Or do some raiding. Oh god! The Rimire in the back of Zuppi's base. Zuppi is down 10 villagers. And these are Rimbires still. How are you going to counter them? With Halbs? The Halbs would have to chase the Rimbire. They're doing so much damage. None of these farmers are working. This is a great play. A nice misdirection. The castles can hold for the time being. Certainly the Scorpions are not going to be doing any raiding. And the Max can push from the other side. I think we have a game. I think we have a game on our hands. More barracks are going to be made in the back. Going to build a longswordsman to protect the Urembai. So a lot of this is up to Micro. If the Max just loses these Urembai, then that's going to be horrible for him. But on the front, just holding for now. The Max still has 3 castles to hold. This one will go down soon, though. And Urembai doing some more raiding on the stone. Now, the tables have turned. The Max has a 20 villager advantage. And a castle coming up just in the middle of Zuppi's economy to help prevent these raidings. Looks like Zuppi's going to win that engagement. But there's more longswordsmen coming in. These longswordsmen are very strong. I never say that. I never say that. But that +2 attack makes a huge world of difference. So 20 villager advantage for the Max. The Max is still stuck in Castle Age. Longswordsmen are very food intensive, and so is the Imperial Age. I think now would be the time. Oh, does he want to sell and go up, or continue making longswordsmen to keep up the pressure? I think now would be the time to go up to the next age. Try to sell as much gold as possible. Let's check the market price. The wood sell price is okay. I would sell that. Here we go, Imperial Age coming up. So now the Max up to 2 castles only. Zuppi has 2 more castles. Villagers are about even. No more relics for the Max either. So the Max has lost a little bit of momentum in the last few minutes. I think because he had to stop making production. Those 2 castles will help prevent the Rimbai raiding. Although the Rimbai raiding in the north. And all the Scorpions on top of each other just begging for an onager hit. Alright, so we're going into Imperial Age, where I feel like the Slavs should have an advantage, especially with Druzhina and Hussar. Especially if Zuppi gets these relics. Another castle coming up. This will be castle number 5. And there are no mangonels here. So those Scorpions are not going to be doing a hell of a lot. One of these got converted. And those reps are going to go down. The Max really wants to keep these castles alive because now he can make trebuchets in the Imperial Age if he has them up. Siege ramps being upgraded. Anything happening in the south? No, that push is dead. The Rimbai are still doing a lot of great raiding on the left. There's no response to that. Finally, Imperial Age is done. We're going to see plate mail armor coming in right away. The Max has lost a lot of momentum going up into the Imperial Age. Zuppi gonna make chemistry? I guess just for his castles and for his Scorpions. And onager being made too. We have the triple siege. There's still a lot of gold to be mined. I think the Max should definitely be mining that gold a lot better. But Zuppi is pushing in. Meanwhile, on the left side, here we go. The swordsmen get plus 1 more attack. They'll be upgraded to 2-hand swordsmen, and they've, of course, got the new armor. And I feel like swordsman is the way to go. I think swordsman, maybe add some light cav to help deal with the scorpions. That's certainly not going to be a good fight to get in between 2 castles. But there's an overchop, and these ribeyes can get into some of the corners where the castles don't cover. And the Max is going to try again on the south as well. But oh, gonna go right as this army moves out. That's pretty lucky for the Max. In the front, we really don't see too much of a defensive, but the Ribbeye gonna take out 2 monks. Now the Max is getting back some of this momentum. Take a look at the mini-map as you see blue closing in on some of the corners. The thing is about Zuppi's army composition, it's so slow. He's only able to push at one particular point. Sure, he's done a great job pushing in the middle, but on the side, Zuppi is really winning this. I think Zuppi should... Sorry, the Max is really winning this. I think Zuppi should transition to Hussar, and he's doing that right now. I think this should have been done a lot earlier. Hussar don't really counter anything, but they'll be great at raiding, and be great at taking back control and taking the quarters and that kind of stuff. All that stuff that Siege is not good at. Now, luckily, the answer for the Max is simple. The Max should upgrade to Hal, and maybe Hussar of his own. And maybe the Burmese can have an advantage. Again, I still really like the castles of Zuppi. That'll be able to take up over so much of the map. And look at the population difference. It's huge. It's 30 extra population for the Max. Now champions are fully upgraded for the Burmese. I didn't see the Dragina upgrade for the Halbs. That would be a big deal. It's just Zuppi doesn't know what to do with these scorpions. They're so slow. And they can't really push. I would say just focus on one area of the map. One of the corners. Zuppi has 4 relics. That's something that's going for him. Big fight in the middle. We see Elite Boyar being done. That's a great unit. They already have a lot of upgrades. They're able to obliterate the champions. And they're mobile too. Certainly Zuppi has the castles to make them. Max is going to transition to Pikeman, which is the appropriate counter. Alright, so Zuppi stabilizing a bit with this Boyar counter. Now the population difference is not huge. In fact, it's only 5 difference. And this is great as well. The siege should be protecting the trebuchet. So you have this giant hole in the Max's base. It would be great if somehow Zuppi was able to make Hussar. My question for Zuppi is how much gold does he have? Not that much. He's got the relics. Last few upgrades coming in for the Boyar. It certainly could do quite a bit of raiding with him. Another option for Zuppi, why not go champions yourself? I think the Slavish champions should be better, just in general, versus the Burmese champions. And this might be a critical moment in this game, as 4 trebuchets park themselves on the castle, on the hill, for Zuppi. Let's see if Zuppi can pick off any of these trebuchets. This castle defends a lot of Zuppi's ego. Gonna pick off 1 trebuchet. Halberdier is now done. Gonna pick off another trebuchet. 2 remaining. Castle's going to get fairly low. Halb is done from Zuppi. And I think they should be able to pick off the rest of the trebuchets. It's going to be close. Scorpion's going to make their way over, so that castle should stay up. Again, a critical point of the game for Zuppi. Scorpion's going to do what Scorpions do. And now even some Halb rating from Zuppi. Alright, so castle stays up. Now would be the time for Zuppi, I think, to add a siege workshop or two here and clean up the buildings. Add a little bit of stone wall. Patch that up. And Zuppi's still kind of trying to figure out what to do with this Trebuchet Onager Scorpion combination. Pretty obvious what to do with it when there's a castle around, but when there isn't a castle around, it's like, you know, you can't really raid with it again. Alright, so Zuppi's going to clean up here. I think he should push and clean up this area as well. There is a gold here, wow. That TheMax is taken. Continue to clean up here. Don't really have to worry about the middle too much. There's no aggression or pressure coming in. At the sides, make sure to have enough halbs to prevent the light cavalry raiding. And you just have to go step by step for Zuppi. Oh my god, what happened to the villager count? What the fuck? I wasn't paying attention for like 1 second, and then look at the villager count. What the hell happened? Where did all the villagers go from Zuppi? How did they all die? I didn't see them all die. Oh god. So there's a lot of light cavalry that got it back there. Then I guess a lot of the villagers were taking wood in the front for whatever reason for Zuppi. Zuppi has lumber lines down in the south, which I guess he hasn't been able to take. Oh god. And yet Zuppi still has the score lead. By nearly 1,000 points. What a crazy game. I think that's probably gonna be it. I mean, Zuppi's gonna have to reboom. He's trying to reboom. But that siege will not be able to be replaced if there's no resources coming in. And wow, if TheMax wins this game, well, A, I would have gotten you because this is, of course, the Zuppi spotlight, and who would expect Zuppi to lose a game? But if TheMax wins this game, and what a decision to go Longswordsman in the Castle Age. It looks like TheMax would have been stuck in Castle Age for a long time. And maybe that Heavy Scorpion decision wasn't the best decision, or I think maybe Zuppi should have transitioned to Hussar a lot earlier. I think that was the thing. I think Zuppi had a lot of momentum, pushed right into TheMax's base, but didn't go after the sides of the map, and that would have been a good time for Hussar to do the job. Even a bombard cannon from TheMax, as he can start to pick away at these Scorpions. There's no counter to the bombard cannon. I'll have to see a few Boyars to do that, but Boyars cost resources, and Zuppi is at 50 villagers. Good game. TheMax is going to take this one. I think that's going to conclude the part 1 of the Zuppi player spotlight. Part 2, we'll be doing team games, including Nations Cup 2 and 3, and we'll be doing that in a few weeks. And I hope you enjoyed this player spotlight of the player Zuppi. Most of these games, again, were picked by him. And I very much appreciate it. Hope you enjoy. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.